Are you ready to unlock something powerful within yourself? Today, I'm going to tell you about a strength, a voice deep inside you, your gut instincts. These instincts are not just fleeting thoughts or random feelings. They're signals that have been guiding you even when you weren't aware of it. How many times have you felt something deep within, yet brushed it off? How many times have you ignored that feeling, that tug, that voice inside you because you couldn't explain it? Society teaches us to trust logic, to weigh pros and cons, to analyze every angle. But what if I told you that some of life's greatest moments, its biggest breakthroughs, don't come from your mind, but from your gut? You see, we live in a world that constantly demands proof. We want facts, data, solid evidence. But sometimes, real wisdom doesn't come from what you can see or measure. It comes from what you can feel. There's something raw and powerful about listening to that quiet voice within. That gut feeling that tells you something is right or wrong. Many people ignore this feeling, thinking it's not as valuable as hard facts or logical reasoning. But I'm here to tell you that this inner voice is one of the most reliable guides you'll ever have. And if you're ready to step into a life filled with meaning and purpose, it's time to start listening to it. Imagine a life where every decision you made was backed by a deep sense of certainty, where you didn't constantly second-guess yourself or wonder if you were making a mistake. That's what happens when you honor your gut instincts. That's what happens when you trust yourself. Ignoring these instincts could mean missing out on opportunities, relationships, and experiences that could transform your life. But by listening, by really paying attention to those signals, you unlock a power that's been with you all along. Are you ready to discover it? Imagine living a life where you never really trust yourself. Picture the choices you'd make if you constantly ignored that feeling inside, that inner guidance trying to steer you in the right direction. Maybe you've been there already, ignoring that voice, and then realizing later on that it was right all along. Think about the times you doubted a decision, hesitated, and ignored that gut feeling only to find out it could have saved you from a bad situation or led you towards something better. Ignoring your instincts over and over leads to a life of hesitation, missed opportunities, and quiet regrets. Now think about the impact of these missed moments. Ignoring your instincts isn't just about one choice or one moment. It's a pattern that can follow you through life. Each time you push down that voice, you start losing trust in yourself. Over time, you become disconnected from who you truly are and what you truly want. You start doubting your ability to make choices, feeling like you need validation from others to move forward. This is the life you risk living if you constantly ignore your gut feelings. A life where you're always looking outward for answers instead of listening to the wisdom within. Imagine if you never pursued that dream, never left that toxic relationship, never took that chance. Imagine looking back years from now, wondering what might have happened if you just trusted yourself a little more. Your gut is there to guide you, to protect you, and to help you find your way in a world filled with noise and distractions. And every time you ignore it, you miss an opportunity to live more fully, to be more in tune with who you really are. So the stakes are high. This is about more than just a feeling. This is about shaping your life and honoring your deepest, most authentic self. Think about a time when you felt something was off, even though everything around you seemed fine. Maybe it was when you met someone new and they seemed nice, polite, even charming. But something inside you hesitated. You couldn't quite explain it, but a part of you just knew. Or maybe you were about to take a job offer that looked perfect on paper, great pay, good location, all the right benefits. Yet, something in your gut was uneasy, a sense that this might not be what it seemed. That's your survival instinct talking to you. That feeling of danger, even when nothing obvious is wrong, is one of the oldest instincts we have. It's a part of our history, built into us to keep us safe, to protect us from threats we may not fully understand. This isn't just some vague feeling. It's your body and mind working together, drawing on every experience, every bit of knowledge, every moment of awareness you've gathered throughout your life. It's as if your mind is putting together a puzzle, taking pieces from your past, things you've seen, people you've encountered, and using them to form a warning. And it sends this warning to you, not in words, but in feelings. This is your gut telling you to be cautious, to look closer, to trust that there's something you're picking up on, even if you don't yet know what it is. But here's the problem. In today's world, we often overlook or dismiss these feelings because they don't fit into our logical, rational way of thinking. We think, I don't have proof. I'm probably just being paranoid. So we ignore it, and sometimes we pay the price. Have you ever been in a situation where afterward you thought, I knew it. I should have trusted that feeling. You realize that your gut was trying to tell you something all along, but you pushed it aside. Next time you feel that hesitation, that subtle sense of danger, don't ignore it. Don't brush it off as just a random thought or a passing feeling. Ask yourself, why does this feel off? Take a moment to listen, really listen to that part of you that's trying to protect you. Because sometimes your gut knows something your mind hasn't caught up with yet. Have you ever met someone, started a project, or stepped into a place that just felt right? No doubts, no second guessing, just an overwhelming sense of peace and ease. This isn't a coincidence. It's your gut telling you that something aligns with who you are. It's that instant sense of connection, that warmth that rises up inside you like a light guiding you forward. When something feels right, it's as if every part of you is saying, yes, this is it. It doesn't need an explanation. You just know. You see, this feeling is your intuition aligning with your purpose. It's a deep inner recognition that what you're encountering is meant for you. Think about a time when you were offered an opportunity that you couldn't pass up, a friendship that felt like it had existed forever, or a job that matched not just your skills, but your soul. That wasn't luck. It was your inner compass pointing you in the right direction. This is your gut instinct guiding you toward people, places, and experiences that resonate with your true self. But here's the thing. Too often, we let doubt creep in. We start questioning if something can really be this good, or if it's just too easy to be true. Society teaches us that we have to struggle and fight for everything worthwhile, that anything that comes easily must be suspect. But that's not always the case. Sometimes what feels right is right because it's in harmony with your life's purpose. When your gut tells you something feels right, it's because you're in the presence of something genuine, something that will bring you growth, joy, or fulfillment. So here's my advice. Honor that feeling. When you feel that inner yes, that undeniable sense of calm and connection, trust it. Don't let doubt talk you out of it. Don't let overthinking rob you of something beautiful. Life is complicated enough without dismissing the things that feel right. When your gut gives you that green light, take it. You'll find that these moments, the ones that just feel right, often lead to the most meaningful experiences of your life. Now let's talk about a different kind of feeling. It's not that warm glow that tells you something is right, but rather a restlessness, a sense that something is no longer serving you. It's that gut feeling that tells you it's time to move on. This isn't an easy one to follow because moving on often means letting go of something familiar, something you've invested time and energy into. It's hard to walk away from a job you've been in for years, a relationship that's comfortable, or a place that's become home. But sometimes your gut knows it's time to close one chapter and begin another. Think about a time when you knew something in your life wasn't working anymore. Maybe it was a friendship that had grown distant, a job that no longer challenged you, or a habit that was holding you back. Deep down, you knew it was time to let go, but you held on because it was easier, because it was safe. Change is frightening, and the unknown is hard to face. But here's the truth. When your gut tells you it's time to move on, it's because you're meant to grow. It's because life has something new, something better, waiting for you. This isn't just a feeling of dissatisfaction or boredom. It's an inner knowing that you're outgrowing your current situation. Your instincts are telling you that this chapter has given you everything it could, and holding on will only keep you stuck. This feeling is a gift. It's your gut's way of pushing you toward new experiences, new challenges, new lessons. It's like the seasons changing, a natural part of life's cycle. Sometimes letting go is the strongest thing you can do. So don't ignore it. When you feel that urge to move on, listen. Trust that feeling, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's hard. You don't have to have all the answers or know exactly where you're going. Just take that first step. Believe that by letting go, you're making room for something new. Life doesn't always give us clear directions, but it does give us signals. And when your gut tells you it's time to move on, that's a signal worth paying attention to. There's one more feeling, one more instinct that's worth listening to, and that's the call to take a risk. We all have dreams, ideas, passions that excite us and scare us at the same time. Maybe it's starting a business, moving to a new city, or taking on a project that feels bigger than anything you've done before. And when you think about it, your heart races, your stomach flips, and you feel that pull, the pull to step out of your comfort zone. That's your gut telling you it's time to take a leap. This is not an easy feeling to trust. Society often tells us to play it safe, to stick to what we know, to avoid failure. But deep down, you know that the biggest rewards in life often come from the biggest risks. You feel that nudge, that whisper, telling you to go for it. Because your gut recognizes opportunity, even when your mind is busy calculating the risks. Your gut knows that growth requires stepping into the unknown, that sometimes you have to let go of certainty to discover what you're truly capable of. Think about a moment in your life when you took a risk and it paid off. Maybe it wasn't easy. Maybe it took everything you had, but in the end, you were stronger, wiser, more fulfilled. That feeling didn't come from playing it safe. It came from listening to your gut and taking a chance. Sometimes the risk is worth it simply because it teaches you who you are and what you can do. It's not always about the outcome. It's about the journey, the courage, the resilience you build along the way. So here's my message to you. When you feel that pull, that instinct to go after something bold, don't let fear hold you back. Don't let overthinking talk you out of it. Trust that if you're feeling called to take a risk, there's a reason for it. You don't have to know exactly how it will turn out, You just have to believe in yourself enough to try. Life rewards the brave, those who trust their gut and dare to step forward, even when the path isn't clear. So take that risk, answer the call. Let your gut lead you toward a life of purpose, passion, and possibility. Now let's look at what happens when we ignore our instincts. Think about a time when you felt something deep inside, an urge, a warning, or even a pull towards something great, and decided to ignore it. Maybe it was because you were busy, distracted, or maybe you thought, I'll come back to it later. But as time went by, that gut feeling faded. The moment passed, the opportunity slipped through your fingers, and you were left with only one thought. What if? Imagine spending years ignoring these whispers, these signals from within, only to realize later that they were trying to guide you all along. This isn't just a missed moment, it becomes a pattern, a habit that keeps you from the life you could be living. Ignoring your gut doesn't just mean missing one opportunity. It means living in constant hesitation, second-guessing every choice, and often ending up in situations that don't align with who you truly are. It means settling, living on the sidelines, watching as others chase dreams that you know, deep down, were meant for you too. When you ignore your gut, you disconnect from your true self. You start looking outside for guidance, asking others what they think, waiting for someone else to validate your choices. But no one can guide you the way your gut can, because no one else has your experiences, your dreams, your path. Ignoring your gut can lead to a life filled with regrets, with what ifs, and a sense of missed potential. So don't let that be your story. Don't silence that voice inside. Listen to it, honor it, and let it guide you toward the life you're meant to live. By now, you might be wondering, how do I actually start listening to my gut? The good news is that your gut instinct is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. But like any muscle, it takes practice, patience, and dedication. Start by giving yourself moments of quiet, of stillness. In today's world, we're surrounded by noise, distractions, and the constant pull of our devices. But your gut doesn't speak in loud voices, it speaks in whispers. To hear it, you need to tune out the noise and create space to listen. One of the best ways to connect with your gut is through small decisions. Start with simple things, choosing a path on a walk, deciding what to focus on for the day, or picking up a book that catches your eye. Pay attention to how each choice makes you feel. Do you feel a sense of peace, excitement, or does it feel forced and uncomfortable? Trust these small signals. The more you practice, the more you'll notice that your gut instincts will start to become clearer, louder, and easier to recognize in bigger decisions. Another important step is to reflect. Think back on times when you ignored your gut. What happened? How did it feel? Write it down. Then think of times when you trusted your gut, even if it felt risky, and reflect on the outcomes. These reflections will help you build a map of your instincts, showing you the patterns of when and how they guide you. Trust me, the more you connect with your gut, the stronger and more reliable it becomes. You'll start to feel a sense of inner confidence, a groundedness that comes from knowing you have an unwavering guide within you. So let's pull all of this together. Your gut instincts are powerful gifts that are always there to guide you. They protect you. They show you when something feels right. They help you recognize when it's time to move on, and they encourage you to take risks that lead to growth. Each of these instincts, these moments of inner wisdom, is a call for you to trust yourself, to honor who you are, and to live a life that's true to you. The more you honor these feelings, the more aligned your life will be with your purpose. You'll find yourself surrounded by people who lift you up, engaged in work that fulfills you, and open to opportunities that inspire you. This is what happens when you let your gut lead the way. You become more connected to yourself and, in turn, to a life that feels meaningful and complete. Your gut is more than just a feeling. It's a compass, guiding you through the ups and downs, the twists and turns. Life isn't always straightforward. It's full of challenges, moments of doubt, and paths that sometimes seem unclear. But with each gut feeling you honor, each instinct you follow, you're not just making decisions, you're building a life. A life where you feel empowered, confident, and true to yourself. Remember, don't be afraid to trust yourself. Your gut instincts are like a compass, always pointing you in the right direction, even when the path isn't clear. Don't silence that voice within. Don't ignore those feelings that guide you. Embrace every instinct, every nudge, every whisper. Each one is a part of your journey, a step toward a life with no regrets, a life that's fully yours. When you feel that pull, that nudge, that whisper, don't hesitate. Listen, trust, and act. Life isn't about playing it safe or fitting in. It's about stepping forward with courage, following your truth, and letting your gut lead the way. So trust it, honor it, and live a life that's real, that's bold, and that's guided by the wisdom within.